All right, guys, the video nobody asked for, but here it is. Tea tasting. Not sped up or anything. You'll hear every thought in my head when it comes to this is a Liu An Gua Pian. It's Chinese green tea. Pronunciation may be awful, but melon seed green tea, pretty famous one. I hope it's great. I've done already 2 hours of tasting today, so this is going to be my third. It's going to be a long video. Excuse me for that. You don't have to watch the whole thing, of course. That's up to you. So this is going to be done at, we'll call it my control, and that means that I'm going to use like rolling boiling water, which is way too hot for this. I'm going to use a ratio of 1 gram of tea for 75 grams of water, although that might be a little bit weak. And I'm going to steep it for 2 minutes, which might be a little bit short. But that is the control, that every tea sample I have initially goes through that, and then I will say, you know, how to make it better, or I will think how to make it better. Longer time, more leaves, less time, etc. You know, that's how we're gonna get started. It's a little bit too much. 1 leaf too much. What's that smell? Oh, that's unique. It's like pickly. It smells like olives. It's a bizarre. Okay, so there's this plasticky kind of aroma, and that is like, we have an amusement park close to Calgary called Callaway Park, and there is a tower in Callaway Park which is closed now, but you used to be able to climb up, and in the sunlight, like, that tower gets this really just very specific plasticky smell. And I remember it a lot as a kid, climbing up that tower. So it's like this Callaway Park plastic smell. On top of the olives. Like, frankly, kind of semeny smell. I know that's weird. It's, I would say persimmon, but that wouldn't be honest. Yeah, that's a weird combination for sure. Yeah, okay, well, that's that. So I'll write these things down, of course, so I don't forget them. So Callaway Park Tower. What else did I just say? Semeny olives. Pickled. So the thing about this tea is that it's not picked with any stem, and each individual leaf is picked. And they're picked a little bit more mature than other leaves are. So they get this really specific kind of look to them. That's especially cool looking once they are brewed in the water, right? Yeah. More of the same. So I'll get the water. The water is boiling. Just a sec. Alexa, start a timer for 2 minutes.
2 minutes, starting now.
The liquid smells like burrito, not burritos, tortillas. Weird. It's fun when they're weird like this. So just recording the color of the leaf. That's the tea that I need. It's kind of like a moss green. It's kind of standard for good green tea. It's like a dark olive moss green color. Shape, whole leaf. Liu An Gua Pian. So, yeah. The color looks like Indian green tea. It's pretty dark for Chinese stuff. Alexa, stop. So, color is kind of the yellowish green. It's almost like oil green, like olive, not olive oil, but Japan has the oil called nataneiyu. Yeah, that's a very sencha-like color. That's what I call nataneiyu iro, nataneiyu color. Nataneiyu iro. Clarity is very clear, but there is a lot of little white hair in there. Well, it's 10 out of 10 anyway. So it's got a pungent herbal, like pot herb vegetal aroma. You're gonna find that in like, yeah, pot herb, pungent, stock, and like the pungency. You'd expect that if you use boiling water. It's too hot, and it kind of kills a lot of the subtleties of green tea, and it makes the aroma pungent like this, whether it's Chinese or Japanese. It smells like chicken stock. Chicken stock. But not just chicken stock. It's like chicken fingers. it's got an oiliness to it. Like an oily fried quality. There's a specific herb that this smells like. I don't know. It's got boiled eggs. It's very savory. What is that herb? Or what is the vegetable? It's like, what is it? It's like, you call it garlic whistle or something like that? It's like the garlicky grass. Ramp? Question mark? Okay. It's rich. It's green. It's smooth. It's got an oily, cooling finish. It's a little astringent. And that's a problem of the heat again. Like astringent, boiling water pulled that out. It's not that bad. It's 2 out of 10, I would describe it as. Concentration. 5 out of 10. It tastes pretty average. The aroma is equal to that, so that's good. There's no disconnect there. Hot. Finish is not that long. Say it's kind of a 4. And well, you know, as the tea cools down, you're going to get more flavor. It's starting to develop this kind of floral taste. I would say specifically yellow flowers, although I couldn't pinpoint which one. the weight is also a 5. So it has a pretty good balance overall. The finish is 1 mark weaker than the rest of the parameters that I track. So I don't really think boiling water is the way to go. Well, so we try something new. It smells like a jungle. Very lush green. But yeah, what I was saying about the leaf is that, well, they're all pretty oval when they're wet. And here's a good example. Got it? Almost looks like sorrel. Yeah, it's okay. The colors are a bit of an olive yellow color. Olive yellow. And maybe olive green. Okay, so we're gonna go off of control to what I think would be better. So the aroma and concentration and the weight and all those things, they were, 5 out of 10, and that's it's okay, but it's not where it's good. It's very average. So what I think is that I will use 1.5 times the amount of leaf and add a minute of steeping time and reduce the water temperature. So, this has been sitting here ever since I started. I would estimate it's still very hot, but probably like high 80s. I'll pour the water into a carafe like this, allow it to sit for like 30 seconds. It's going to drop temperature more, and then I will hit the leaf with it. So it should be around 70 or so when I am actually brewing the tea. And what I would expect happens is that it does not remain brothy or chickeny or pungent, and that the flavor is not as astringent. And we'll see what else I can smell when that happens. But I need to remeasure out everything. I'm going to pause this and then kind of get to that. Okay, so that's 6.6 grams is what I need. That's measured out. We're going to get our water measured out. Again, this is pretty rough. I mean, I'm gonna guesstimate that the temperature of brewing is gonna be around high 70s to start, low 70s or so to finish. Still is like untouchably hot. So if this was a tea that I really liked and decided to bring in, then I would, care about tracking temperature a little bit more. But just seeing as it's a sample, then I would say no need to be so fussy. Let's see, the ratio is... No, I have to work that out afterwards, I guess. But yeah, 6.6 grams of tea. That's 1.5 times stronger than what I just did. there's a weird custardy quality to it as well. The aroma of the dry leaf. Custardy. Okay, let's start there. Alexa, start a timer for 3 minutes.
3 minutes. Starting now.
No use watching me sit here. I'll pause this again. Okay. Okay. So it's a little actually deeper in color. Same kind of oil yellow though, sencha sort of thing. It's quite blurrier though. So 9, and then it is still pretty stock-like. And pot herby, but there is an aroma in here that wasn't in the other infusion. That is something sweet and sour. Question mark. What is that? Is that an apple? No, it's a guava, maybe? Yeah, maybe it's guava. Green guava. It still has a little bit of a chickeny aroma. But, more so than chicken, I would say that aroma is lentils. Like yellow lentils that are boiled in salt water. Yeah, it's guava for sure. Guava. Could be other things though. Guava and lentils. Nah, that's a weird combination. But it's honest. There's a spice. What kind of spice is that? Spice. It's a brown spice. It's like seasoning salt. It's pretty mild. It's stronger than it smells, and that is maybe a good thing. There's a really sharp rise in the flavor as soon as it hits the tongue. It's pretty juicy tasting. rich. Something floral about it. So I would say what happened is the aroma increased by 1 point or 10%, a concentration by 20%. Astringency did go down, but it's still there. It was still, that's like a 1 out of 10. Finish is okay. But it didn't really change. I'd still say that's a 4. And the weight is maybe a 6. So I would look at my notes now and infer that, what do I say? Okay, so I used 50% more tea and added a minute of time to the steep, and I only got a 10% increase in aroma, a 20% increase in flavor. The weight was 10% as well. Finish didn't change. Astringency is lower. And I think one of the reasons why it's not as drastic of a difference is because the temperature was different. You know, with higher temperature, you're going to take more flavor, of course. I would say maybe the I mean, frankly, the biggest difference in the aroma was just that it was fruity, right? And maybe I don't like when my green tea is pungent. I'd rather it be not pungent. So I think that it needs to be lower temperature like this. That was good. I suspect that maybe if I was going to lower the temperature in this way, I would need to use more tea to get the effect that I want, which means it has to be like the almost gong fu style. Maybe you would use a lot because this is already 6.6 grams. Yeah, that'd be a very expensive pot of tea. Well, anyway, no use stirring over that too much. The wet leaf. What? There's a very specific smell. Well, it's pungent. It's like a smell from the mountains. It's like something with pine. Pine, but not pine. What would that be? Now it's gone. Nose blind. Pungent. one of the things which I think is noteworthy is that when I used the boiling water, the leaf color turned from, I mean, whatever it was when it's dry, to like olive green and olive yellow. The lighter color in this leaf, because the temperature was lower, has retained more of its green. I would say, like, in my vocabulary, this is like pastel green, but I'll give you an example. It's like, I don't know, the color on this screen looks quite different from what I see with my eyes. Anyway, yeah. I guess let's do another pot of this. Just, what's this like? Still super hot. So that's in the 60s. And I think I know that because I can actually touch it. If it's in the 70s, you can't really hold it. So I think that's probably good to start. Alexa, start a timer for 2 minutes.
2 minutes, starting now.
Okay, so let's continue this infusion again. So this will be infusion 2, 60 degrees-ish. Two minutes though. And see you soon. I'll pause this. So, second pot, color is pretty much the same. It's just as dark. Clarity is just as blurry. Aroma is a lot more subtle. If someone put it in front of my face and I didn't know what it was, would I say it's tea? I mean, maybe. It's like still kind of like a nondescript vegetable stock. It's like maybe the aroma of like boiled Napa cabbage, the water. So it's, yeah, subtle. Not a lot going on there. It's a little sweet. That's nice. Tastes like young, sweet vegetables. Which ones? It's like something like in the pea family, like not snow peas. It's not that distinct. Maybe snap peas. The astringency is up though. Is up. get a very dry feeling in the mouth, especially on the roof of the mouth. Kind of got the aroma of a greenhouse. The aroma is like a 5 out of 10. It's pretty average in strength. Concentration of flavor, though. Pretty equal. Might be less. I think it's equal. Like the first pot of this, as I said, it's like up from the aroma to concentration. This time it's pretty equal, or maybe like really slightly down, but not enough to give it a full point down. So astringency is not good. Finish. It's like a 4. And then the weight. Three. So I would say from this, okay, because it's steeping another 2 minutes, right? You can look at this graph and say, okay, well, with an extra 2 minutes, well, it got really astringent, and it didn't really improve in any way. Nothing was added with that extra time, so that well, the original steep was done, 6.6 grams, 330 milliliters, 70 degrees ish, 3 minutes. Yeah, going to like 6 minutes, you wouldn't really get anything else. So in fact, doing a kind of a gong fu style would really be the only way to make this work, or to get the most out of it. That would be using something like, well, with the same amount of water, something like 10 grams of tea, 12 grams of tea, and actually probably only doing like a 1 minute steep. If I were to bring in this tea, that's what I would do, and kind of go from there, and see what that's like and adjust that way. But that's all of it that I've got. So it's kind of where we have to stop. It smells eggy, boiled egg. That olive yellow color came out. olive yellow, olive green. And so what are we at? We're at like 40 minutes, plus the time you guys couldn't see. So again, this is pretty average session. It wouldn't be a tea that I would want to buy. My life is the same at the end of it. Okay, well that's 3 hours of drinking tea today. I am done. Till tomorrow. Thanks for watching, guys.